Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfie Mogul, and today we're going to be talking about a very fun topic, the anniversary of Wolfeei Mogul Mail. Now, it hasn't been a year, it's now been, I think, almost a year and a month, but coincidentally, I actually was paying attention to the anniversary date a couple days before the anniversary date, got distracted, forgot about it, until I was reminded by Sam, in the comment section. It's been a year since the first Wolfeei Mogul Mail. Thank you for the reminder. I mean, I said, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So I made a couple of notes to go over a couple of things, just to talk about the year anniversary. If anyone's curious in terms of what may change, not that much should change around the place. It's not as if I'm going to drastically switch up my content because it's been a year. I will try to add on to the content whenever I have time. I'm using my extra time on Block Wars now, which is also why some of the Mogul Mail stuff has been a little bit on the back end, because I've been trying to push for Block Wars updates and etc. So if anyone was curious, that's why. But I've put together a small list, starting with, this is the actual first Wolfeei Mogul Mail. I don't actually know how many people know this, because obviously Wolfeei Mogul has very much expanded over time. Also, obviously, shout out Sandwich Lord, classic first screen thing. Feel like that's due to give him another shout out. Either way, obviously, first Wolfeei Mogul Mail, very different from how Wolfeei Mogul Mails go now. My way of recording content, way of speaking in YouTube videos has developed a lot over time, coincidentally also because I've been watching a lot of Moist Critical and Ludwig, and I feel like I'm more in the Ludwig Mogul Mail type of direction of commentary than Charlie, because Charlie's a little unhinged, and I don't know if the microphone can handle that, from me at least. I don't know if I can handle that. Also, his brain works in a phenomenal way. Mine does too, but his is on a next new level. Anyways, the first Wolfeei Mogul Mail was MCC 26 Team Predictions. MCC 26 is the first MCC event where I started recording Wolfeei Mogul Mail, and that leads me to the first. I mean, you're going to see all of these bullet points. The first thing I wanted to talk about is that there's been roughly 250-ish Wolfeei Mogul Mails. I think the Wolfie Extras channel has like 360 something videos, 370 maybe. I counted 70 videos in on this channel, including VODs. Started the first Wolfeei Mogul Mail started. I just guessed that there's probably around 50 VODs on here. It might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit less. That's why I said 250-ish. Wolfeei Mogul Mails have been recorded, which means that we didn't have a daily schedule, because obviously I missed a couple of days, and I very, very rarely uploaded twice per day. I think I might have done that at max like 10 times, and I definitely have missed multiple days in a row several times, including recently. So no daily uploads, but that wasn't the goal. I do get to, I'm going a little bit back and forth because there's a lot of things I want to talk about. I'm going to be yapping a little bit in this video. Let me first get to this page, because I want to get every single tab finished before I conclude this video. First video, I watched a little bit of it myself. I recommend you watch it because, like I said, it is very interesting to see how much I've learned and developed over time in terms of recording. This one was a little bit awkward, not as much personality went to it. It was a little bit, I don't know if this would be the right term. It felt a little bit dull. That's the term that comes to head for me. It just feels a little bit, empty. A little bit empty. But I do recommend watching it just to see the contrast and difference that I have gone through over time. Because that brings me back to this slide. My main goals with Wolfie Extras went well. Let's first address this one. Went a little too far, maybe. This applies to, not this, this page. When you look up Wolfie on YouTube, Wolfie Extras appears before my main channel. Not sure how that works. I assume it has to do with the algorithm, and Wolfie Extras pulls way more monthly views than the main channel, because obviously I upload not even once a month at this point on the main channel, and I upload like 15 to 20 videos a month on the Wolfeei Extras channel. So obviously that would make a lot of sense. I just think it's really funny. This was brought up a while ago. This has not been a recent occurrence. This has been a thing for a couple of months. I don't think I ever mentioned it before, but yeah, very funny that if you look up Wolfie, you find Wolfeei Extras first. Yeah, like I said, went a little too far maybe. My goals with Wolfeei Extras were a couple of things. First of all, I might have said this in the announcement video from whenever before the first Wolfeei Mogul, but my goal was to be able to still be passionately talking and making videos about Minecraft events, mainly MCC, which I was doing beforehand. However, I did not want to spam and clutter my main channel with a lot of uploads. There was not that much high effort content to cover in terms of MCC anymore. As you know, an MCC event only happens once a month, and there's only that much you can do in terms of making content about an event that happens once a month. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff in the hype cycles beforehand, for example, team announcements, etc. But even then, that is very little stuff to work with for high effort content that I was making, at least in terms of editing, etc. Which is why Wolfeei Mogul Mail, inspired by Ludwig, obviously, or it wasn't called Wolfeei Mogul Mail, but you know, I called the video a Mogul Mail because of Ludwig. You know, that's why I made this channel, and I could upload way more consistently, provide a lot more content for all of you to watch. It is obviously a lot less effort for me to produce the content, which some people may write off as lazy. I don't really agree necessarily. I mean, it's lazy compared to making a high-effort edited video, but I think the value is that I obviously have a lot of experience and knowledge in terms of this area, in terms of Minecraft events, etc. And I feel like I give my 2 cents that you won't find anywhere else. So, you know, the Wolfeei Mogul Mail Extras channel, whatever, is the place to go for that. Also want to mention, I have considered changing the name of this channel to Wolfeei Mogul Mail, and then potentially making another channel called Wolfeei Extras, which would then be for second channel content, maybe even VODs, etc. It's a choice to either make a new channel and call that Wolfeei Mogul Mail, or make a new channel called that Wolfeei Extras. I think making a new channel calling it Wolfeei Extras would be better, because I feel like multiple thousands, hundreds, whatever people came here for the Wolfeei Mogul Mail content and not for the VODs and whatnot, the extra stuff. So we'll see what I'll do. I think it might be fine to keep them on the same channel as well, because the VODs that I mainly upload on here are Minecraft events anyways. But we'll see what I decided to do. Did want to mention that, so potentially renaming the channel. I had in mind a goal of hitting 5,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I don't know if that's possible to gain like not 400. It'd be 400 a month. I'd have to gain like 800 subscribers in 2 months, which for this channel is a little bit unheard of, but we can give it a shot. Anyways, this is covered. This I now have to get into. This, like I said, warning, might be a long video. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit because I cannot think. Some of my main goals, like I said, recording. Did I say this? I said that the difference, at least. My main goal, one of my main goals for Wolfeei Mogul Mail was to record a lot more and be able to get better at recording, be able to get more comfortable with recording, and just become better at, you know, be a bit more outgoing, be a little bit better at just social interaction in terms of through OBS and uploading that, or through live streaming, etc. And I very, very well, you know, succeeded with that. It was a very successful experiment. I would say that I am a lot more enthusiastic, energetic, lively, outgoing, etc. in recordings, as contrasting to this. I feel like there's a lot more going on nowadays. You know, there's a lot more silliness, goofiness, and I think that also is reflected by the live streams, which we'll get into as well. I think, yeah, that goal of mine is checked off, very well executed. I'm very happy with the way I've been able to develop myself as someone who records just a lot more consistently, and try to, you know, add more value, add more quality in terms of just the raw recording, instead of only doing everything in the editing process, which I was used to beforehand. So yeah, I think that probably covers it. Yeah, so more consistently uploading, at least on YouTube, whether that's on the main channel or not, and the recording, and then obviously the channel went a little bit too far to the point where my main channel is now overshadowed, which is also my fault. So can't really blame anyone else for that but me. So yeah, moving on. Some stuff that happened afterwards, after starting Wolfeei Mogul Mail, that I think are very notable and worthy to mention. Kind of crazy that most of this is within a year span. I mean, all of the things I'm mentioning, or I'm going to mention, are within a year's span. But yeah, starting with my two best content creator friends joined/played MCC. Now, obviously, MCC is the main event that I tend to talk about, because it is the biggest, the largest, and there's just a lot more to talk about because it's been around for a while, etc. There's just a lot more people involved. There's a lot more stuff to work with, and there's a lot more to speculate about, because I know some people have asked, can you do more Black Wars content? I could, but I can't do like team predictions because I make the teams. I can't do like teasing because I make the teams and I already know what's going on. I can't speculate what the updates are going to be because I already know. So I can't provide that content. I could try to get maybe someone else to do it who doesn't know, but at that point we'd have like a binging with Babish situation where you have the main guy and then other people. We'll see. Maybe that's possible if I can find someone who would be willing to do so. Anyways, my two best content creator friends, Firebreath Man, Mystic Cat, obviously, if you didn't know already, joined/played MCC. Both of them played their first event not knowing whether they would play again. Shane ended up becoming a recurring player the following year at the beginning of the third season of MCC. Misty, at this point in the recording, has not been given an invite back, but I'm fairly confident that Misty will be given another chance to play at some point in the future. Whether that is within a couple of months, whether that is the beginning of next year, end of next year, who knows? Okay, it's a mystery at this point. But yeah, just wanted to give that a mention because me, Shane, and Misty have all mentioned it together and talked about it for so long before any of the two were even in contact with Scott. Including myself, before any of us even spoke to Scott really at all. We were talking about playing MCC for so long, and they did it. Obviously, Shane is a recurring participant, and he's doing pretty well. And Misty also been doing very well just on YouTube. I'm glad to see my friend succeed. And I've just been chilling. So, I mean, I got Black Wars. Black Wars is doing pretty good. Speaking of Black Wars split. I feel like this is often not talked about enough, that the Black Wars split happened not even, it maybe exactly like a year ago now, but I swear the first Black Wars creator event was November, which is kind of nuts, that it hasn't even been a year of Black Wars, and we've hosted, what, 10 events in that year span, which I think is pretty solid. I mean, I'm not really, the type of person who says we have to host an event every single month, because clearly we didn't. we did not do that. But yeah, Black Wars split, super successful. Obviously, initially, very, very controversial. Very, very controversial, because obviously we were, I think, the first event to do this. I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure Black Wars is the first event to do this. To split the roster in two and proceed to make two events at the same time, which has actually gone very well. Content Creator event obviously has been developing and growing actively, still growing to the day. Like I said, 10 events have been hosted, and every single event still provides a lot of fresh new stuff. I feel like there hasn't been an event yet where there is like very little new content in terms of either players, gameplay, experiences, etc. I mean, like I said, it's still very new. I'm sure that maybe in 10, 20 events from now, things might be different, but we'll see. And then Origins has also flourished very well. Origins has been given the opportunity to be able to grow in its own way. A lot more smaller creators, non-creators, etc. All the friends alike from their communities have been able to join the event now, as there no longer is a pool of content creators holding the invites back, or hoarding the roster slots, which was a problem before. And yeah, I think it's just gone really well. I just played in Origins, which is this VOD. I keep forgetting to switch this because it's supposed to be like a little baby sensory when I keep talking and yapping and whatnot. I just played in Origins with a bunch of my friends called the Pals, and we had a great time. I thought it was really fun. Very happy with how this event has gone. And I'm not bummed out that much by missing out the main event this time around. Like I said, I had a great team. We did end up doing pretty solid. Feel free to watch the VOD if you have not. I did post it at a pretty early time. I don't know how many people are interested in watching Origins, but if you like Block Wars, if you like events, if you like watching me play events, go give it a shot. It's the most recent upload before this one. Anyways, moving on. In combination, Wolfeei Mogul Mail, or Wolfie Extras, and the Block Wars content creator event has formed a catalyst to create a lot of, or to meet a lot of incredible content creators. My list of contacts obviously has expanded a lot. A lot of them I would consider at least acquaintances, and some of them I would consider friends, which is very nice. It's very nice to be welcomed into the community by a lot of my, I guess, colleagues. You could say to be accepted is always great. It's always super fun, and I put a little winky face because several people have made it clear that they, several content creators who I'm friends with, have made it clear that they watch my content, and that's awesome. So if you happen to watch this video and you are, for example, an MCC player or whatnot, send me a DM, let me know that you're here. Or leave a comment if you want to let the people know that you're a Mogul mailer like everyone else. I think it's pretty interesting. I mean, I didn't intend to make content specifically for, obviously when you're making content, you just assume you're making content for a group of people unknown to you for the most part. Having familiar people in that group is interesting. I mean, it doesn't really change anything. I just think it's really funny. I mean, it was really one of the more funny parts to me was when I went to TwitchCon, which we'll get into as well, because I also met literally in person a bunch of people for the first time, showing myself in person for the first time to a lot of people. My favorite part was when I just arrived at TwitchCon at the partner party. I went up to Lewis Fulham, and he was with a group of people, one of which was Mini Muka, who I had not spoken to before. And Mini Muka goes to me, you're like, oh yeah, you're the guy from the Mogul Mills, right? From the Wolfie Extras, right? And you're like, yeah. I was like, yeah, oh yeah. Wait, how do you know that? He was like, oh yeah, I watch those sometimes. I was like, oh, cool. It was just interesting interaction because obviously it's someone I knew of, whether that was from MCC, etc., who I'd never spoken to before, who I was introduced to through my own content, which, and not what I wouldn't even consider like super successful content. I mean, within the realm of things that we're dealing with within the MCC, Minecraft events, fair, etc. on YouTube. I mean, I feel like I'm doing pretty well for myself, but like 4,000 subscribers in the whole genre of Minecraft, YouTube, gaming, etc. is not that large. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was pretty interesting. Also, we had a very wide range of incredible content creators. Thanks to a lot of my friends as well, by the way. Some people I think of that have helped me get in contact with some people, obviously just coincidentally, are Misty. Misty has introduced me to a good amount of people. Shane has also, I think, has Shane? Maybe not. No, he definitely has at least a couple people. Definitely a couple people. 5up is another person who has helped. Well, I need to phrase it differently. There's some friends that have carried me around the place in terms of the content creation sphere, together with other people, and through them I have met some very cool people, and I just think it's nice to mention them because I think it's very. I personally thrive to bring my friends along the way, and I'm glad that other people are doing that for me as well. I think that's super cool. Misty, Shane, 5up are people, Anthos as well, people that have all been able to get me, carry me around the place a little bit sometimes. And likewise, I mean, I've asked them to be on a thing as well every now and then, and it's also been super fun. So yeah, great. It's been super cool. Obviously, for the majority, actually, all 4 of the people I just mentioned have contributed to bringing people into Block Wars. Ant Frost should also be mentioned, and also helped get a person or 2 or 3, I think, in the past. Very cool. And then we get to the bottom page. I streamed a lot more. I became a streamer, at least for a little bit during, the freaking. For some of you who follow me on Twitter, you should if you don't already. But for some of you who follow me on Twitter, you might have seen the whole thing with Twitch not wanting to accept my partner application for unknown reasons. They literally just made up things on the spot. I think I was literally the first person ever to get denied for not having enough subscribers on Twitch, which I thought was really interesting. Obviously, I was mad when it first happened, but it was very interesting. Anyways, yeah, I started streaming a lot more. My issue with streaming always, and it's still the case, is I only want to stream if I have something, if I have a topic, mostly if I have a topic to be able to stream about for several hours, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, somewhere in that range. So an hour to 3 hours. If I have at least something to stream in that period of time, I can stream it. The Wolfeei Mogul channel, with what I was doing with predictions and the teams and placement predictions and etc., gave me a lot of content to work with. Obviously, I feel like I became the main guy now for team announcements. Obviously, I do it every single time for at least MCC and Block Wars. Every single time I do the team announcements. There's a lot of people that show up to this, which is really fun. I think for me, it's at least something I love doing because I'm looking at the team announcements anyway. So why don't I just stream it and let a bunch of people enjoy it with me at the same time? That's fun. Always super fun seeing the reactions. Always super fun predicting. Doing a little back and forth with the chat, being like, "Chat, this is stupid," and sometimes people say something really smart, and I'm like, "Chat, you're the best." And then it's always good times. It helped me get to partner. Obviously, without the Mogul Mail audience, that would not have been possible. The MCC streams definitely helped a lot. They contributed a lot. I feel like in general, my Twitch channel has just grown a lot due to being able to do the MCC streams, getting hundreds of viewers. Just because people are, they show up and they just do it. It's kind of the same with like how your reaction content on YouTube is big. You could listen to a song, or you could watch Kai Cenat react to the new Drake album. It doesn't really matter. If you want to do that, that's cool too. I'm sure you can get some extra entertainment out of that. Maybe you can watch like I'm Dante react to frickin' Mr. Beast video. I don't know, or XQC sit there for 3 hours. Who knows? So yeah, I feel like all of these things are obviously connected to... Oh, not connected. Aside from the Block Wars split, all of these things are connected to Wolfeei Mogul Mail. Block Wars... Actually, no, Block Wars split is definitely connected because it allowed me to make content about Block Wars more consistently. Everything here mentioned has contributed to Wolfeei Extras, and I hope everyone's had a blast seeing that all happen. I don't remember why I had this tab open. I'm sure there's a good reason. I think I just pulled this one open, or I pulled this one up because a lot of these videos have a good amount of views, which was because it was the Etho time and it was MCC Rising time, and that was when Wolfeei Extras was thriving. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and let me know your thoughts on the year. Well, I guess it's a year and a month anniversary almost at this point of Wolfeei Extras. And just all your thoughts on everything I mentioned. I will probably just be making content as usual, keeping it authentic and keeping it real. That's the goal with this channel anyways. I'm not trying to do something over the top. I also always try to be truthful. Don't lie, don't make up anything. The only time I would lie is if I'm making it very obvious. Or not. Sometimes I just fool around. But then, obviously, I will admit to lying once I can. Anyways, I don't know why I was talking about that. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.